that. What's up, dog? What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to a brand new video. Hope you guys are all having a wonderful day. Today's video is going to be slightly different. I was planning to doing a why I personally think a 600cc bike was a good bike, or my thoughts about it as a starter bike, but we'll do that in a different video. So where to even start with this video? First and foremost, I do just want to say that today I'm going to be opening up a lot. I'm going to tell you guys a lot about me and my personal life. A lot of things that honestly I have never really talked about in any of my videos, because I don't know, I never really see the need to talk about these kind of things. But today with the bike and just kind of wanting to express this and making sure that everyone else kind of thinks this way, which is why today's video is being created. So to cut to the short version, guys, I kind of just want to say that nothing in this life is definite. And you might be thinking, Spartan, Zmar, what do you mean? So if you guys don't know, my name is Zmar. But yeah, anyways, back to what I was getting to. So long story short, to give you a quick rundown, unfortunately my grandma has been having health issues, and again, long story short, so to give you guys a quick recap of what's going on with my life and what this video is going to be about, one, I thank everyone who supports me and gives me any feedback about this, because honestly this is going to be a therapy session for me. I've been really bummed out lately and decided, you know what, like, let me go on the bike, let me clear my brain and thought, also let's just tell the world what's going on and hopefully you guys get something good out of this. But for any of you guys who don't know, I am Mexican. I'm first generation born in America. Both my parents and my grandparents were all born in Mexico. So one, I gotta say I'm very thankful to be in America and be able to do some of the things I'm doing, like being on a bike and motovlogging and all that kind of stuff, because you know, I could have been born in Mexico where I didn't have the ability to do these kind of things. So it is to me a privilege and not a something that I just get. I definitely am privileged to be able to do this. But anyhow, so with that out the way, yes, so my grandparents are Mexican. I don't have any all my grandfathers, I believe, passed away except one, but he's in a hospital, and I never really got to know him. However, the person who's in mine and this video is going to be about is my grandmother. So last month, so July, I want to say in June, I ended up visiting her and going out there. And so I planned to go visit her 2 months prior to the day I actually ended up visiting her, right? But unfortunately, unbeknownst to all of me and my family, she had a heart condition and a heart problem. She had a palpitating heart, and apparently this was going on for a couple years, but we never knew. It was never a big enough issue for her to get checked out. Long story short, she ended up fainting, and she kept fainting because of her heart condition, and then ultimately she ended up in the hospital. They ended up recognizing that she needed a pacemaker, and she got the surgery and everything went well, right? However, prior to that, again, she's had health issues all up to that point. So, you know, I ended up going visiting her, and all this happened a week prior to me actually planning to fly down there. So a week before the day of me flying to Mexico to go visit her, she ended up fainting a couple times. They rushed her to the hospital. She ended up becoming unconscious. And long story short, her health kind of declined. Thankfully, you know, a couple days prior to me showing up to Mexico, the surgery happened. She ended up coming out of that all good. Unfortunately to me, and what kind of breaks my heart, because prior to this date that I ended up seeing her this year, the last time I visited her was about 12 years ago, 10 to 12 years ago. It was back when I was, I want to say 16 or 15. So I haven't seen her in so long, and what bothers me is throughout all those years, my mom and her literally talk on a daily basis. They communicate every single day, and every once in a while my grandma would be asking her like, oh, when is Emar coming down, when is he coming to visit me, blah 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 blah. And my mom would always tell me that, like, hey, you got to go down there to visit your grandma, you have to go down there, you have to go down there. Because I mean, the reality of everything is, guys, is, and I hate saying it because honestly sometimes it just puts a pit in my stomach thinking about it, but none of us unfortunately are going to be here forever. We're here temporary, and sooner or later it's our time to head out. And to go into that discussion, I mean, that's what bothers me, is I had so many years, and guys, I have to say it straight up, there's no excuse that's a good enough excuse. So, and I say that because through my 18 through now, however old I am, I was in college, I was working 2 jobs, I was in school. I always made so many excuses, like, oh, I don't have the money to go down visit her, I don't have the time off, I'm in school, I'm busy. And now all those are valid excuses. Like, I genuinely, you know, was in 2 jobs, I generally was in college, you know, I was paying full college for myself. I had a little help from some of my parents, but very minimal. I had to take so many loans out, and ultimately I'm still in debt because of college. And that's a whole nother spiel about me in a whole different video that I'm gonna eventually create, if you guys are interested. But long story short, yeah, I mean, guys, like I'm in the mindset of, I gotta make this bread, I gotta make money, I gotta pursue my career, I gotta do things that are gonna set me up financially in the future, in which I really have. You know, I think thank God I'm in one of the best financial situations I've ever been in my life, and I think I'm probably prospering more than I would have if I didn't go to college. But that being said, it was a cost at a lot of relationships, it was at a cost of family, it was a cost at a lot of things. So all my American family who lives in America, most of them live in Chicago, and prior to moving to Arkansas I used to live in Kentucky. So unfortunately my bond with all my cousins who are around my age is terrible, and it absolutely, I say it doesn't bother me, but at the end of the day it bothers me a lot, because I don't have family out here. I don't have much of anyone. Like, I've created a bond with people, and I think who I call family now, but I don't have relatives that are family. And I apologize if this video is all over the place. It's honestly, it's a reflection of my brain right now. My brain is so scattered with life and work, and just so many things that are adding to it, that is just, it's stressing me out a little bit, to be completely honest. But again, I want this video to be as authentic and as me as possible, because I'm sure a lot of people go through what I'm going through, and a lot of just life in general. So I do think there's a positive spin at the end. But anyways, so because of all these things, you know, school, work, I didn't really get the chance to visit my grandma at all. And again, she was always asking about me, she was always wanting me to go down there and see her, and I would always push it off. So ultimately I finally ended up going a couple months ago to see her, because I was like, enough is enough, I'm gonna take some time, and I ended up going seeing her. Unfortunately, again, this was right before she ended up getting into the hospital, having surgery. So when I ended up going down there, while it was still her and it was still nice, she was unable to really talk. She lost the ability to communicate normally and clearly. She also became crippled after that, in the sense of she had to use a walker to walk, and even then she was very unable to use it. She ended up going to therapy after I left, and they told her it would take her about 6 months to a year for her to finally start walking normal, and also communicating normal, and just living a more normal life that she was used to. And when I saw her a couple months ago, I told her, and this is what kind of hurts me, is you know, I could see in her face when I saw her that she was crying. She was so happy that I was there, that I got the opportunity to see her, and so was I. You know, I literally bursted out in tears, and now post a picture of me and her, and as you can see in this picture, I'm tearing up, because I mean, it just hurt inside me seeing her like that. And this is where I'm starting to realize, guys, you know, life is long and it can be short. Right now, I'm relatively young, but it seems like life is very short. Like, I mean, honestly, I'm riding a bike. I could literally hit a car and die today, and while I'm recording this, or I could die tomorrow. But the reason I say all this is because life is as long and as short as we make it, and or as things just happen, right? So back to the story. I ended up telling her, like, Grandma, I promise you that I'll see you next year. I gave her this promise. I was like, I need you to do one thing. I need you to fight, and I need you to make it at least one more year. I need you to fight, because the doctors were saying that, you know, if she puts a lot of effort into her recovery and into her therapy, she can actually become better sooner. So I told her, I was like, Grandma, you make the fight, you push on through, and I promise you that next year I will come again. You know, at that time I was like, I already used up all my vacation time. I'm gonna try my hardest to accumulate and save some, so that way through work I can take a weekend or 2 weeks off of work and just spend all that time with her. Because the initial plan was, when I ended up going to Mexico, I told my mom, because she was going down there too, that hey, I don't want this to be just a normal vacation where we spend time at the house and just don't do much. I told my mom and my grandma, I was like, Grandma, get ready, because my plan is, I'm taking you out. I'm flying down there. I'm taking you and ripping you from wherever you're at, and we're just going and exploring Mexico as tourists, people. Because to my knowledge, she's always been home. She's always been working. She's always been a hard woman, and I don't think she's really ever gotten to experience life to the fullest. Like, I'm out here riding a bike, for crying out loud, and just enjoying life. So in a way, I wanted to repay that and give that to her. Because without her, my mom wouldn't be here, and without my mom, I wouldn't be here. So I really have a lot of love for my family, especially, you know, people who can say that because of them I'm here. But yeah, that was the plan. The plan overall was completely to take her out, have her enjoy Mexico with me. We were gonna go to see some pyramids. We were gonna go to Mexico City and walk around there, and then we were just really gonna go to tourist cities and stuff like that for a whole week. Like, me and Mom were planning on buying like hotels and literally just doing anything and everything that we could think of to enjoy life. Of course, a couple weeks before I ended up going there, that plan changed because she got sick, she got the surgery, blah blah blah. So long story short, I told her next year I'll see you. Well, fast forward, we're a couple months now, and I'll be completely honest to you guys, it's killing me because there's not going to be a next year. So 4 days ago or 3 days ago, I got told that she ended up in the hospital again. And to give you guys the details, on a Saturday or Sunday, they found her. She wasn't eating, she wasn't feeling well. The next morning, they found her in her bed just unresponsive. She was not moving, she was not talking, she wasn't even seen. And yeah, I'm sorry guys, I'm trying to focus on driving and also just keep my composure, so I apologize, but I feel like this video has value for you guys, so I'm just gonna keep pushing through. But they found her unresponsive, and they took her to the doctor, and now she's at the hospital. She's not eating, she still isn't really drinking any liquids, and today's Wednesday, this was 2 days ago. So as a family, we ended up sending my mom out to go see her, and she got there yesterday. Unfortunately, she got there at night and she wasn't able to see my grandma. So now she was able to see her today, and they don't know what's gonna happen. The doctors literally said that she doesn't have a lot of time left on this earth anymore, and she, like, again, she's not eating, she hasn't been drinking anything, and it got to the point where today my mom told me she is incapable of breathing on her own, and they're gonna have to put a tube down her throat. And to some that might not seem like a big deal, but my other grandma on my dad's side, she passed away, I want to say 3 years ago in 2020 because of COVID. She ended up getting COVID, or she got sick somehow. They were expecting her to do full recovery, but then she had breathing problems, and then ultimately they put a tube down her throat so she can breathe, and then shortly hours after that she passed away. So to me, it just might be fear at this point, but once they do that to me, in my mind, she's gone. It's over. Like, she's done. But the plan today's Wednesday, and And this is the challenging part for me, and what I have to say, guys, like, you guys have to focus on family, because this is what's killing me. So I just started a new position within my company. I ended up getting promoted 2 weeks ago and started the job last Monday, so 10 days ago. And I'm having to do a whole new role. I've been in management for a few years now, but this is such a different role that I've done similar things, but to the capacity of what I'm having to do is so different. So mentally, I'm just gonna be completely honest. I put a lot of time and effort into my job, and I would say probably to a bad degree of some, like, for a month I literally was working 140 hours in a week, like for a whole month or 2 months, I want to say. And that's just me. I'm a very hard worker, and I think thankfully, because of my grandma and my mom, they both passed that on to me, that they know that the value of hard work is. And I do have to say that that trait has paid off massively. In my career, I've been promoted so many times because people have recognized that I am a hard worker, and then I put in the time and effort and I get results, which is amazing and I love. But this is what hurts me, because right now in my brain I'm like, I just got a new job, basically. Like, I got a new boss, I report to different people, I'm doing everything different. What I used to do is no longer even close to what I'm doing now. So there's that in my head of, hey, I need to figure out what the heck this position is, and I need to get it down quickly. I don't like being in a position where I feel like I'm useless and or not doing enough, because I'm gonna be honest, even when I know I'm doing everything, I always think I can do more. I always want to do more. I want to handle more. I want to make sure people know I am that guy, because, like, for this position, if I ever want to move up, I want people to think I can be that and do that job. So that's, again, ultimately a good trait, in the sense of, like, I'd put my best foot forward, I'd get crap done, and people can rely on me. But on the negative side is, my grandma, right now, it's projected to not live that long. Right now, I'm waiting on a phone call from my mom to see if she's gonna make it even through the night, or if she's gonna make it through tomorrow. So my current plan is to finish this work week out, which, like I said, it's a Wednesday, so I have 2 more days, and then after I get done with work Friday, just fly out to Mexico and take a week off. I don't have the vacation to actually do it. Part of it, I think, you know, if she does pass, I'll have to use bereavement leave. Actually, I do have vacation, sorry, I don't want to lie, I do have vacation, but I don't have a ton of it, so I'm kind of hesitant to use it. But again, this is all the things of like Zmar, what is wrong with you? Like, she's a family member, she's someone who literally means the world to me and means a lot to me, and like, I'm having to battle these things inside, like work. Like, why does work even matter? Like, at the end of the day, it's just a job, and it's gonna be there when I get back, and I get that, but mentally I'm like, dude, I just started a new position. I don't want to forget everything I'm learning, because I've learned a lot of things in the last week and a half, right? And I'm scared that if I leave, I'm gonna lose a lot of that, and then, you know, get to a position where, like, I'm expected to do a lot more things, and then I can't do it because I didn't get trained properly, right? But the biggest thing that from all this that I have to tell you guys, and that you guys have to remember, is work is always gonna be there. Like, it's so easy for me to preach to others when they have issues, when I used to have employees, but for some reason, for me, I can't stop just and tell myself, like, it's fine. Like, work is always gonna be there. It's totally fine. Like, family is not always gonna be there. Our loved ones are not gonna be here our whole lives, and honestly, part of the reason I'm making this video is because I need just to remind myself these kind of things, and honestly, I do. Like, family comes first. Like, at the end of the day, like, guys, you guys have to keep in mind, like, one, don't get me wrong, like, work your butt off to accomplish and do what you want. Like, if you guys want to build a company and be a CEO, do it. Like, why hesitate? Like, no one's gonna stop you from doing what you want to do except yourself. No one's ever gonna tell you you can't do something. Well, actually, people are always gonna tell you can't do something, but at the end of the day, the only person who's in charge of getting something done and not is you. You need to make sure that you push forward, that you go with what you want to do, and I've always done that. But it just bothers me because, like, right now, like, literally, before I got on the bike, I got off the phone with my brother, and I told him, like, hey, I don't know what I want to do. Like, I should probably fly out today. Like, I shouldn't even be on this bike. I should be on a plane flying out there. And the main reason is because right now I honestly don't know if my grandma's gonna make it till Friday. I'm praying that she does, so that way I can see her before she passes away. But there's just a lot of things that are going through my head with that. So I guess to keep the story moving forward, what kind of bothers me the most is with my other grandma on my dad's side. When she passed away, prior to her passing away, she was obviously sick. She was in the hospital, and there was things indicating that she was not going to make it, right? Unfortunately, my dad, I don't have the best relationship with him, to be completely honest. But needless to say, no one on my family really told me that she was sick or that she was in dire need of, like, she wasn't gonna make it. Like, I did get maybe a month notice prior, like, hey Zemar, like, she's sick, she's just in the hospital, blah blah blah, but she should be fine, right? And then out of nowhere, 4 weeks later, I get told she passed away. And that's what kills me, because similar with my current grandma who's alive and who I'm gonna go see in Mexico, I didn't see her for over 13-14 years, so I didn't even get the opportunity to say goodbye grandma, I love you. You know, just the things I would want her to hear from me. Just honestly, like, the memories I have from her from when I was little, you know, when before she became a citizen of the United States, you know, she would come to America on a green card for a couple months and then go back to Mexico. But I remember, like, at one point when I was a little kid, like I was 8, she would come over, she would stay at our house for a couple months, and honestly, I missed her. Like, I love those interactions that I had with her. And what kind of ate me alive the most is my cousins were showing me pictures of her and them and my grandma, and like one picture that I recall so vividly even to this moment is they were playing out in the snow. Like, I never knew this, but my grandma absolutely loved the snow and that weather, and they have pictures of them, you know, playing in the snow, literally building snowman, and that's how much she loved the snow. But again, I'm never going to experience that because I chose my career, I chose money, I chose, you know, what I thought was best at the time, and I don't regret my decision in like pursuing what I did. But what I do regret, and the whole point of this video, guys, is you guys need to make sure that you guys build those relationships with the people that you love, and that you foster them, and that you're there for them. Because I don't want you guys to be in my situation where you guys are looking back at whatever happened and are thinking, dang dude, I could have had more time with this family member, or I could have been more with this family member, or whatnot. Because with that grandma, what I ultimately kick myself for the most is that I don't have any pictures with her. I don't have any, you know, memories of me as an adult with her. Even if it was, you know, 1 week's worth of memories, I think that would have been enough for me, but I don't. Now with this current grandma who's sick, what's eating me alive with her, and what I'm hoping that I at least get the opportunity when I get out there on Friday, is while she may not be unresponsive, my mom did say that when she was talking to her, she can listen and she can hear, and she can hear enough where when she was talking to my grandma ended up tearing up and crying. So we know at least she can hear, and that's the biggest thing that I'm excited for. Well, I'm happy that at least I get the opportunity. I'm obviously not excited for the whole situation, but I'm hoping that if I get down there, and my brother is going down there and some other family members are going down there, so one, I get to see a lot of my family that I haven't seen in quite a while, so at least I have the emotional support of them. But two, I'm hoping that I get to see her before she passes away and just tell her, hold the tears stop, that I tell her that I love her, and that I'm sorry that through all these years I chose work and just other stuff, and that I didn't get to spend more time with her, and that I'm sorry that through all the years, all the time she would ask about me and want me there, that I didn't go. And I know there's nothing I can do to take back what happened, but that she just understands, and that whatever is next for her, that at least she's safe and no longer in pain. I need to pull over, Jesus Christ. Guys, I'm so sorry, but it just, again, to me, this is a therapy session, because if I don't do it this way, I'm gonna be completely honest, I'm just gonna ball it up and just move on, because I hate to say it, but that's who I am. I don't like dealing with emotions. I like to be a brick and just keep pushing forward. And something about me that I hate is I'm very goal oriented, and as soon as I get done with something that I achieve, I go to the next thing. So because of that, I don't ever appreciate things, to be honest. I don't ever sit in the moment and live for that moment, and that's something that I'm really working on. But again, I'm praying that I get to see her in 2 days. But again, all to say, and I truly hope if anyone makes it this far in the video, because I know I've done a lot of rambling, that you guys understand that money is gonna always be there. Okay, it may not always be there. Money is obviously tight for me right now after buying the bike and a lot of the stupid stuff that I spend money on, but our work, we're trading off money for our time. All those hours that I was working and all those days I was studying and just pushing forward, and now with my family, I was trading for money. But at the end of the day, guys, when we pass away, we're not taking that money with us. So I know I'm super young, and I truly mean it, I am very young, but I'm starting to realize more and more that money, honestly, it can make me happy, right? It can bring joy and make things come to fruition that do make you happy, but that's nothing can replace that with spending time with your loved ones, having the people that mean everything to you, that just bring joy to you. So, and that's one thing, the older I'm getting, the more and more I'm starting to learn. And honestly, I'm happy that I'm learning this now than when I'm in my 40s and 50s, and unfortunately a lot of people in my life have passed away at that point. So yeah, again, I apologize for how this video turned out. I honestly had a different video plan. I was hoping to do a why you should get a 600cc, or my opinions of a 600cc bike. But like I said, this channel is evolving and changing in a different direction. You know, I'm still doing stuff with Clifford, my Mustang, but this bike to me has found a new joy and purpose. It's really therapeutical to be on, and also I have tears everywhere inside my helmet. Freak. But guys, if you guys make it to this end of the video, thank you very much. I very much appreciate that you made it this far. And I just want to say to every new subscriber who started subscribing ever since the first MotoVlog video, welcome. And I appreciate every single one of your guys' comment. I've literally read in and or replied to every single comment, bad or good. I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart, and I hope that, you know, if you guys can do me the favor and keep my family, my grandma and me in your prayers, or just even in your thoughts, I would honestly really appreciate that, because right now we definitely are going to be facing fucking A. We're definitely going to be facing a very troublesome time here ahead of us, just based on, like I said, the passing of my grandma, which I hope is not anytime soon. I hope that once I go down there, she actually pulls through and they tell us that she makes a miracle recovery, but the reality of that happening is very low. Well, guys, I'm gonna end up just stopping at somewhere and just heading home. I honestly have no freaking idea where the heck I am. I've never been this far in this direction of wherever I'm at. I've never really driven this way, so I'm gonna be trying to figure out my way home. But guys, I just want to say thank you for all the support, thank you for all the love, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day. And just please just do me the favor and make sure that you prioritize people and things that are important to you. That being said, guys, you guys gotta remember, you guys gotta grind the shot. Have a wonderful day. Peace out.